What's happening, everybody? I'm Allie Burns from Picks Parlays, brought to you by Caesar Sportsbook. This is Total Chaos. It's the first MLB Total Chaos of the season. Gentlemen, how do you feel about that? Tim Earl, welcome to the Total Chaos ring. Haven't seen you in a while. How you doing, Tim?
I'm good. Yeah, it seems like every time you ask me, I'm either driving from Greenville to Raleigh or Raleigh back to Greenville. So I always seem to miss you on the days. But no, I'm excited. I get to be on the first MLB Total Chaos for the second year in a row. And I remember last year I beat Nick on the opening day. So go for two first MLB Chaoses in a row. So let's do this.
I love it. I knew that if I dangled the first MLB carrot in front of your face, you couldn't say no. So there. Scott Steen from Winners and Winers, the Steamroller. How you doing, friend?
Doing well. I'm excited to be here on Wednesday instead of Tuesday when I can get rid of those other winners and whiners wankers and be on with some cool guys here on this show. So,
Speaking of cool guys, you were at the Santana concert last night. That's why you missed us last night. How did that go?
It was very good. It was very good. That was he was on my wife's bucket list. I've seen him 3 or 4 times, but very good. I think man for man or person for person, because his wife plays drums, I think they have probably the finest lineup of musicians of any band touring right now. They're just fantastic.
I could not disagree with that. I could not disagree. Daniel Henderson, one of our star writers at the picksandparlays.net website. How are you doing today, friend?
Doing pretty good. How's it going, everybody? Can't complain much myself.
It's a beautiful thing when you can't complain. That's just it. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Beautiful. All right, so we're going through 5 baseball games that happen on Thursday, April the 14th. These guys are going to let me know if they go over or under the total. We're going to start it off with, boom, the Angels at the Rangers. The number here is 9. Daniel, you're on top, so you go first.
Sweet. Number 9. Yeah, I got this one going over that. I think the Rangers are going to score pretty good, and the Angels as well. So yeah, over 9, I'm gonna take that one. Like the Rangers are averaging like 7 runs, and the Angels themselves are getting like 3. So that's 10 for you. So I think it's going over.
All right, Tim Earl, do you agree or disagree?
Oh yeah, I can't really talk anybody off of overs in Texas games. Their pitching is not going to be particularly good this year. You get Dane Dunning, who already had a rough start to the year. You're not going to get much out of this pitching staff. Their bullpen's one of the worst in the leagues. And they actually spent money. I think they spent, almost $500 million on 3 players over the offseason, 2 of them being Simeon and Seager. So there's a little bit more bats in your lineup. Not to mention, Texas, that stadium is one of the biggest over stadiums in baseball. So, and then on the other side, you're getting a Angels offense that is definitely there to perform. Trout's back. He's been hitting good. Walsh is back. Rondon, Adele, Marsh. You're getting all these. This is a very deep lineup in the Angels. And I'm not too high on Shohei's pitching. So I think that Texas will be able to get some runs too. So over the total for this one as well.
Yeah, I faded Shohei on his first day out. How you doing there, Scott Steen? Over or under the total?
Fading your 2 distinguished guests here on this one. I'm going to go under the total. I'm looking at this Angels team that, despite a very powerful lineup, really hasn't put it together yet as far as scoring runs, averaging just 3 1/3 runs this season. I'm with Tim. I'm not necessarily that high on Ohtani, but he did look fantastic on opening day. And I think that obviously the Angels are going to have to get some pitching here in order to take care of the Rangers. They do have a very potent lineup. They can't pitch. And if there's anything worse than their starting pitching, it is their bullpen. But I think this one stays under the total. 5 of the Angels' 6 games so far have gone under the total. I think this one goes under the total as well.
All right. So a little trending, a little disagreement. I like it. Let's get the chaos rolling. We're talking Braves at the Padres. Tim Earl, your number is 8.
I'm going to go over in this one. And I feel like this is going to be a very similar spot to with Musgrove as it was with Yu Darvish. Musgrove had a decent start with in his first game against the Diamondbacks, just like Yu Darvish did, and then Darvish got blown up. I think Musgrove can as well. This is an Atlanta team that is coming off of losing a series to the Washington Nationals. Yeah, let that one sit in for a minute. I wasn't high on this Braves team coming into it, but their lineup is quite solid. They've been scoring some runs lately. They had a big 16 run game against the Nationals the other day. So this offense can definitely hit. I feel like 8 is just a tad too low for these two teams. I'm going to take this one over the total.
All right, Scott Steen, what do you think?
I'm going to fade you again, Timmy. I'm going to under in this one. I'm looking at Charlie Morton. He had a really good start. He threw a couple bad pitches, and that really kind of doomed stats go. But this Braves team, if you look at the average, they're averaging 5.5 runs per game. That's 5th in the National League. Very good number. However, like Tim said, that is really inflated by the fact that they scored 16 in one game against Washington. They've scored 3 runs or less in 5 of their 7 games so far. I'm not a big Musgrove guy. He certainly was so far has been better in Pittsburgh than he's been in San Diego, but he had a nice, decent opening start. I think this one is pretty close to the number, but I think I'm going to give a slight lean to the under.
Okay, Daniel Henderson, you are the tiebreaker, over or under?
I'm going to agree with Scott on this one. I think we have a nice pitching duel for the first 5, and we don't get much runs. And I think the Padres will put on a few, like in the last 4. So yeah, I think it's going to stay under the 9. Yeah, I just have a feeling that the Braves aren't going to score too much, but the Padres going to get you somewhere around about 4. So I'm going to go with the under on that one.
All right, that's how we're playing it. Tigers are at the Royals. It's 8.5. Steen, you're first on this one.
Oh, thanks for leaving me this one to start off with. Although to me, this is probably the easiest game on the board. Tigers against the Royals, Casey Mize against Greinke. Mize, definitely the weak link in that rotation of the Tigers so far. Tigers not scoring a ton of runs, averaging just 3.3 runs per game. However, Royals pitching staff and their bullpen are the great equalizers. Greinke's going. He had a very nice job pitching into the 6th on opening day. But if you saw Greinke at the end of last year, you kind of wonder how long that's going to last. He had just 1 strikeout, 1 walk. So he is absolutely pitching to contact. At the end of last season with the Astros, all that contact was really hard. But the problem for the Royals is their pitching. This is a team that is dead last, giving up 6.8 runs per game. The bullpen, 6.94, 7.96 at home. And remember, this is a team that started the season by giving up 1 run and no runs to Cleveland. So they are really making up for lost time as far as being a terrible, terrible pitching staff. There's going to be a slight breeze out to right. That's going to help, obviously, the left-handed pull hitters. I think this one goes over the total of 8.5.
All right, Daniel Henderson, what do you think? Oh, shoot.
Any statistics, anybody, they got all the information for you. I just got to make picks. I agree with Scott. I think this one's going over that total. Like you say, KC is just giving up runs like, hey, you get a run, you get a run, you get a run. Right? So,
the Oprah of runs.
Like Oprah giving out cars.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, I'm going over in this one as well.
Okay, Tim, do we make it a hat trick? What do you say?
Let's do it. Yeah, I'm going to go over. Main thing is these bullpens. That's where it's gonna. It could be a first 5 under, full game over type deal, but you're going to get some runs off of these bullpens. And I would also lean towards Kansas City. I think they're going to have a big game. Casey Mize kind of came off to a rough start. I think he is a solid piece. And I know Detroit Lenny's very high on him. I know Nick's high on him too. He's got a Cy Young ticket for him, but this is not the year for him. I think he's a couple years off. I still think he has some growing pains. I like this Kansas City lineup. I think this Kansas City team is going to be sneaky throughout the year. You're going to be able to make some money on them. But I definitely think that this one's going to be going over the total as well.
All right, we agree. I love it when that happens. All right, we might as well drive by Fatburger because we're going to fly way out west. Cubs are at the Rockies. It's 11.5. Pretty par for the course for a Rockies total. But is it going to go over or under? Daniel Henderson?
Nope, I think 11.5 is too much. Yeah, that's like my limit on betting. Like actually 10 is my limit. I get that from Detroit Lenny, but yeah, I don't think it's gonna reach the 11.5. I got Colorado getting us 5 and Chicago getting us 3. So yeah, 11.5 is too much.
Too many points. All right, Scott Steen, what do you say?
I'm with Daniel on this one. I've got the under 11.5 as well out there in Colorado. Weather's going to be no factor. It's going to be in the mid to low 50s, not much breeze to speak of. Kyle Freeland was dreadful in his first start. I do worry about that just a little bit, but he should be able to, I guess, progress to the mean as opposed to regress to the mean. Justin Steele had some nice appearances last year for the Cubs, and he was outstanding in his first start, facing retiring 16 of the 17 batters that he faced. I think this is, again, I'm with Daniel. I think the total is just too high here. I've got the under 11.5 in this one.
Too many points. All right, Tim, what do you say?
My first under in total chaos for tonight is in the Coors Field game. Yes, I like the under.
Makes sense.
And when I saw that, I didn't really have to do much looking at this one. When I looked through the games that you sent, I saw Colorado in Colorado. I'm like, under, and move on. I don't bet overs in Colorado. I know a lot of people are going to jump right to it. Coors Field, high totals. They're high for a reason. And eventually you're going to get 13s, 13.5s, and 14s in Coors Field. That's when I love hitting the unders. But 11.5, I still think that's too much. We're getting some good, you're getting decent pitching. You're not getting good offense with these two teams. I think this one goes under as well.
Okay, last one for the round. We're going Reds at the Dodgers. 8.5 is the number. I got you guys all mixed up. Tim, you go first. I made you go last twice, so you get to go first this time.
That works. I'm going to go under. Walker Buehler is pitching. I know he didn't have the best of starts to the season, but you're going up against a Reds lineup that I think he can slow down just a little bit. And we've seen this from the past couple of days with the Dodgers, where they've been scoring anywhere from 3 to 7 runs, and they've been shutting out their opponents. Their pitching has been stellar lately. I know because I've had the over in the last 2 games against Minnesota. Rough. But I think this one goes under. I think that Cincinnati I know they had a couple of overs with Cleveland. I don't think they're going to be able to hit much against Walker Buehler and the Dodgers. We're going to go under in this one.
Under. All right, Scott Steen, what do you think?
I'm with Tim on this one. I think the Dodgers are going to have to do pretty much all the heavy lifting here. This kid for the Reds, San Martin, had an awful premiere. Lasted just 2 1/3 innings, 4 hits, 5 walks, 5 runs, and that's without giving up a home run. The Reds, they have been scoring, but if you look at the competition, as Tim alluded to, the pitching has been nowhere near the quality of Walker Buehler that they face here in this one. I think the Dodgers could absolutely win this one 7-1, 6-0, something like that, and still stay under the total. I like Dodgers team total over in the game under.
Huh. I like it. I like it a lot. That's fancy. Daniel Henderson, are you staying with the under or are you taking it over?
Well, I actually agree with both guys on the Reds won't score as much, and the Dodgers will have to do most of the heavy lifting. But I'm going to go with the over because I think that the Dodgers are going to get us like 8 by themselves. Like, this is their first game at home of the season. So, the crowd's going to be hyped. They're going to be hyped to play at home. I think they're going to knock it out the park a few times and get us 8 by themselves. And the Reds will, bullpen time late in the game, probably drag off like 2 runs to push it over the total. So I'm going to go over on the Dodgers. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I interrupted and then we broke up and there was a thing. So I apologize. But I love your angle. I like it a lot. Home openers are a big deal. I know Tim and I really like the Marlins tomorrow. It's their home opener against the Phillies. Home openers are a big deal, especially when you're a team like the Dodgers with all that fan support and all that money pumped into your team. So I'm with it. Guys. All right, we're going to do a little bit of a recap, but first, some housekeeping. Let me remind everyone about the promo code MorningCZR. Get yourself hooked up with up to $1,100 in first bet insurance for all new accounts over at Caesars Sportsbook. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell for notifications. And let me introduce you to our handicappers. Tim Earl, you and your brother Nick are combined to form Earl Sports Bets over at picksandparlays.net. You have a show, the Earl Sports Bet Show, every day at about 10 a.m. Eastern. Tell the people where to find you and what they'll find when they do.
Yeah, we're all over at the Earl Sports Bets YouTube channel. We do our show every single day, whether it's NBA, NHL, MLB. We'll be sprinkling some WNBA when that pops up, football when that's in full swing. Lots of sports. If there's a sport on TV, most likely we're going to be covering it. So everything's over at All Sports Bets on YouTube.
Beautiful. And Scott Steen from the Winners and Winers crew. You've got a show where did I put that little sucker? Every Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern, called Back to the Window with Scott and Scott. Tell the people about that.
Well, my partner and I, Scott Reichel, nice young fellow from Long Island, one of the best young handicappers that I've run across. We take a look at the games of the day, give out our favorite plays. We save our best play for our Bet the Farm special, where you'll see two of the goofiest hats ever on YouTube, and then we take questions and comments from the audience, do it in real time there in the comment section, and generally try to have a little bit of fun along the way.
Yes, it is a really good time. I'm their special guest every Friday, so you can check me out over on Back to the Window on Fridays as well. But watch them every day; they're great. And Daniel Henderson, one of our writers at Picks and Parlays. When do I get more tennis picks? When do the tennis picks come, Daniel?
They're coming now. Like if you check out the site, I've been putting up a few for the last few days. Like I say, they're starting to have more and more tournaments. So yeah, they're coming. They're coming. Like I got a few out for tomorrow, which
text me immediately. Okay.
I will
or share it with our guests now.
Right. Actually, I don't have them written down. I don't know what I got for tomorrow, but I will share with you, and we'll try to get some on the Morning Wood and on Morning Wood page, like I said. But if you want to see them, all you got to do is go to the website, picksandparlays.net. They're up there. Just hit tennis under free picks, and you'll get them.
I love it. You're really, really good at tennis. We all know you are. Yeah, you catch me really big last season. You totally did. So season, like it's a season. It's kind of a year-round sport. I'm looking forward to our tennis total chaos when that comes around too. I want to do like a tennis total chaos. I think it would be fun.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm gonna work out the kinks on that, and we're gonna get back with you on it.
Yes, absolutely. I heard you and Lex talking about it, so I'm in. And then, by the way, if you guys are over at picksandparlays.net and you want to buy premium plays from Earl Sports Bets, I know you guys were #1 on the site yesterday. Use the promo code MLB. That's going to save you 20% off all of the Earl Sports Bets best bets. Earl Sports Bets best bets. I swear, if you could just change that last word of your name. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so let's do some recapping. We got the Angels and the Rangers, the numbers 9. Dan and Tim go over. Scott goes under. Braves, Padres is set at an 8. Tim's going over. Scott and Dan go under. We all agreed that the Tigers, Royals, 8.5 is not enough points. That game is going over. And we all agreed that the Cubs at the Rockies, 11.5 is just too many points. That's going under. Reds are at the Dodgers, 8.5. Tim and Scott are taking it under. Dan is going with the over. I got to be honest, I like the over there too, Daniel. I like the opening day angle. Don't forget, subscribe on YouTube to Earl Sports Bets and subscribe to Winners and Winers on YouTube. Check us out at picksandparlays.net. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Let's go. First total chaos of baseball season. I hope it's a good one. Thank you guys. May the best capper win.
Thanks, Allie.
Let's get it. Yeah, I'll go.